Hey guys, welcome to another session of reading between the lines. This week's update news, I'm going to break it into two parts because one, I think not everybody will care about really care about like Arena, if you're new especially, but I would still recommend you watch this. So this first part would be the Arena patch, and the second one I think, I would probably say this is the generic updates, a lot of quality of life changes. But regardless, I want to show this page first, the free unequip event. Obviously, if you are a player that has experience with Epic 7, you know that it costs a lot of gold to re-equip and unequip gear, and I honestly think that Smilegate and the developers at Epic 7 should really consider making them a lot cheaper or even free. Now I know that in one of their interviews they said that, oh, what's the point of making it free? Do you really want to make all your heroes overpowered, too easy or whatever? I don't really agree with that mindset, but I kind of understand it as well. It forces players to keep the gear and farm more, instead of just re-gearing for let's say one GVG battle or one PvP battle. Some consequences are nice, but we do get this for 1 week, so keep in mind that whenever you're watching this video, this does only last 1 week, and you want to take advantage of this. I know in the past, a couple friends of mine on Discord have taken advantage of the free equipment event, unequip event rather, to re-gear their units to really rush through Abyss, since you can re-equip all your best gear to your best heroes for the circumstance. So I would definitely recommend that. That's something to be unless you just plan to slowly grind Abyss, do it now. As well, this is a good time to really reassess all the gear that you have gotten so far up to this point and see who are priority heroes. Maybe you've had heroes who are built and you no longer use them anymore. Maybe you could build them better, or some other heroes. So definitely a good time. I'm going to take advantage of this as well, this time being the second time we have this free unequip event. The first time I didn't really take advantage of it since I didn't have that many gear, but now we can do it. So anyways, do that, and we're going to move on now to our update part number 1. So Arena Season 2, and this whole webpage, and you guys can read it. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to be doing what I usually do, and it's just to highlight certain things that caught my eye and to discuss certain aspects of the update patch. Arena Season 2 is coming. We know that this was coming a couple weeks ago, and now it's for sure. We have a date set to it. So it says here on April 1st, so the Monday, the server reset, the Arena Season 2 will start. Perfect time. And I was just laughing at someone on stream, Terror specifically. Anyways, for those of you who may not be really knee deep into Arena and you're just a casual player, some of these changes may not affect you as hard, because I think a lot of the improvements that have come along the way is really to encourage, again, hardcore players to even be more hardcore and more competitive, and to drive in more new players, people who were kind of relaxed on Arena, to get them to be more motivated to do it. All in all, it's a good thing for the in-game economy, because if you don't, let's say if you're not really hardcore in PvP or GVG, you'll be less inclined to refresh your energy to grind gear, less inclined to pull for banners that may be suitable for your team compositions and team chemistries, or filling up a role. So I mean, this game is heavily PvP driven, so all these changes are good for people who love PvP. So first things first is the league, starting league improvements. It used to drop you down to an extremely low amount. So let's say if you got to a legend 1, you used to be able to drop all the way down to, as you can see here, Challenger 1, which is a huge climb to get up to. Most likely for you to climb from Challenger 1 all the way up to Legend 1 again, you would need to refresh, and that means Sky Stones. Unless you just have the best defense team and people actually mistakenly attack you to bump you up in the rankings. And you pretty much have to get wins for everything. But I don't even think that's possible. I think refreshes are necessary when you're up in the tops. I'm generally usually in the Challenger area. I finished a week at Challenger 2. That's on average. Last week I finally got back to Champion But then by the week start arena reset, I was knocked down back to Challenger 5 because I didn't meet the point requirements. Anyways, so this is something good for people. Don't need to climb it as high, and you can maintain your rank, and it will probably be easier for you also to hit the next rank or next ranking bracket. So it's a good thing to do. And the other thing is the Skystone rewards have increased. So if you take a look at where I am, just as a kind of like a comparison. So like I said, I was around the Challenger 2 or end up Challenger 2 or Challenger 1. You can see that it used to get 495 Skystones, but now we're getting 630 after this patch update, which is incredibly great. That's near 200 Skystone, and who doesn't want an extra? So obviously, again, as you can see, the rewards scale up. By the time you get to Legend 6 there, you see that it used to be 600, but now you get 1000, so you get a 400 extra. So the scaling is actually quite high. I would say getting to Legend is probably the biggest change compared to, let's say, Legend 1. So I don't know. It depends of how the new arena system goes. I think it will be a lot more competitive now. So I probably won't be able to climb as high until I get really good. But one thing to keep in mind in the arena is that everyone is growing with you. So your strategy has to change, not just your gear and your heroes. Hey guys, hey Lawton, welcome to stream. Saying hi to the guys. Everybody's saying hi to them. Oh man, Terror man, don't even do this. Oh man, I don't even know. I'm not gonna read it. He just made fun of me, but it was something for the stream people to know. Inside joke. So victory bonus points. This was interesting. Victory bonus. So you get them from a win streak. Now this wasn't exactly spelled out during our initial understanding of it. So now we have more detailed info. If you let's see here, it ends here. So yeah. So if you defeat or resetting your opponent's list will cause you to reset the win streak. Now, I don't know about you, but again, where I am, generally speaking, I can't like wipe the entire list. That means I have to refresh it. I kind of like this aspect because, like, you know, if the win streak was only pertaining to like victories and only when you lose it when you get defeated, it's very, very, you know, easily exploitable, since you can just keep refreshing your list and you know, find people that you can pick on, which is what usually people do. Like, people don't like to fight just to lose. You might fight other teams to experiment with your new ones, but no one likes to lose in general. So this is really nice for people who want to like really exploit the win streak thing. And the thing is, like, it's only like a bonus. You can see like 4 to 6 win streak, which means you have to clear pretty much the entire map. You get a +1 only. It's not too much. It doesn't make or break. And again, the conquest points, and we're going to get to it, is only going to be used for charms pretty much, and I guess Malagora and energy. But in terms of like the new arena equipment, there's going to be a new currency for that, so it's not too bad. It's just kind of like I guess some bragging rights for flexing, possibly. So as you can see, it shows you just like what it will look like here. So here, the win streak, we saw it from the image, so we don't really need to talk about this. So the new currency, Glory Crest. Now this is going to be an interesting topic because it says the arena exclusive items will be added after the update, on April 11th. So obviously we don't know the price for them right now. And I was doing some calculations, and I was saying that, you know, for the arena, so arena season 1, when we can buy the unknown slate and the arena equipment, we used to use the conquest points, and conquest points were a lot easier to get. If you got wins and you used all your flags, so 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, you just use those. That's not counting refreshes. You would get about 2,000 conquest points if you get the wins. And again, it depends on where you are, but I'm just saying roughly 2,000 conquest points. So that's per week. So it was much easier to actually get them. And now you do know that every day you get free 5 flag friend point refreshes. So that would give you at least way over 2,000 conquest points. But now you can see that you can only get these glory crests, which is the currency for the new gear and most likely the new unknown slate and some of those like avatar frames that they were talking about in the previous update. You can only get them per week now. And again, judging by just the screenshot here, if a Legend 1 gets 1,200 and the cost for the arena gear is going to be the same as the conquest points, you're going to take a lot longer to grind. Now, arguably, if you are watching this video and you are playing from here on out, there should be no problem for you to actually get all the gear and the unknown slate or whatever you need to get by the time of Arena Season 3. So it should not be that bad, but the thing is, at least now people won't be, be able to grind it since it's a lock to a week by week basis. I kind of like that aspect, but I was kind of hoping to, quickly rush it and get the gear since it's going to be a level 88. T88 gear, which most likely is going to be really OP. Again, we don't have the information on it yet, but I'm pretty sure it will come in the next week's video. Sorry, I was reading the chat. So here we go. So that's glory crest there. Again, only available after your full total arena rank. And you get it equivalent to your ranking. So yeah, it's kind of good and bad, but I can't understand why they're doing it. It limits the players to be able to get the stuff really quick. But it also does mean you do really need to keep your high rank though. If you are neglecting arena, you won't be able to get them from the NPC points. That's actually one thing I should note. So usually you could get conquest points from NPC battles, but if you need to be high rank in order to get higher glory crests, you won't be able to do that anymore. So like I said, I think all these updates are really to drive players into actually being competitive. And again, being more competitive, you either rage quit or you get better, and the way to get better is to spend more resources, and if you spend more resources, higher likelihood that you'll convert to being a pay-to-play player in some extent. Anyways, so let's continue. This new thing, this battle history, you can record up to 20 battles, is kind of interesting, and I would say this is funny. So this revenge feature, so most likely it means that you can probably go and select a person that defeated you, and you can fight them directly even if they're not on your list. So it is a thing in the higher arena that people get really personal. So they see you beat them, and they get this ego, they get the pride, and they want to show you who's boss. So they'll refresh until they get you, and then they'll fight you multiple times. Last week when I was climbing up an arena, because the limit of your opponents becomes smaller as you get higher, I was like facing the same person over and over. I was exploiting his defense team because I had a perfect counter to his defense team with my offense team. So I killed him like 3-4 times every time I refreshed. I just got lucky and I found him, and he got so pissed off. So he he came back and he got a win on me. But this happens all the time. And now the thing is, now with the revenge feature, this would definitely be a test of your skills, because obviously if someone has a really good team and you're not ready for it, clicking the revenge button and you losing to them, they'll be able to see on their history and laugh at you, right? So I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're playing this without getting a stroke or something, definitely a fun feature to have. But I definitely think that this is a hilarious feature. Very, very competitive players will be doing it. So yeah, so Zunari says I'm done for. No man, no. It's gonna be fun, but again, it is pushing players to set up better defense teams, set up better offense teams, and the thing is, like, don't get too disappointed if you lose some defense battles, just because every team can be counterable. It's not impossible. Anyways. So the league info thing, I'm not gonna talk about this too much. I don't think it's not that important. I've talked about this in a previous video. I don't really care for this feature. I think it's a nice to have like your statistics or whatnot, but it's really more of a flexing feature than anything, to be honest. They said it's because, like, you can see where you're losing and then you can adjust your defense teams, but the record really won't help. It can only help you overall. It's like, oh, am I becoming a better player? But like I said, arena is so competitive that it upgrades and updates every week, and everybody gets stronger. So you're not gonna really benefit from it too much. Season ranking, not gonna talk about this. Not important to me. I don't think it's important as well. Hall of Fame, of course, for people who are actually up there, this will matter to you. But it won't matter to most of the people talking about this or watching this video, so I'm gonna skip this. Arena story. So I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty good. I didn't know about the arena story until like about a month in, because I didn't click on that tab says arena story on the bottom there. But it's good because there's animations to it. So I mean, just the amount of love and work that the Smilegate has put into this game is just incredible. Like, who really expects Arena to have a story? But they actually have it. And for Arena Season 2, you have another cutscene. So it's pretty cool. So definitely watching that. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Oh, story will automatically play when the season starts. So yeah, that's somewhat good too. Unless you're like me and you really want to... hold on. Let me get there. Unless you really want to, like, rush the arena. So like for me, when the arena resets, it's like 3 a.m. 3 a.m. in the morning. And I probably wouldn't want to watch a cutscene when I'm waking up for the reset. So that's not too good for me. But yeah, for sure, like watch it later. I'll probably try to skip it if I can. Oh yeah, exclusive shop. So this is what I was saying. So April 3rd has been delayed. So now it's gonna be 11th. That's what it said on top there. Other adjustments, the background has been changed. This is the only notable thing I want to talk about on this. I don't like it, to be honest. Just me. Personal aspect, I think it's too dark. But it could be that they're screaming out. No, it's just too dark. It's way too dark. I like the old background a bit better. And then we get our balancing changes at the start of the Arena Season 2. So I was talking to Terror about this right before I was recording the video. He was saying that in a previous news video, they were saying that the balancing was going to happen at the end of March. End of March? It could be interpreted differently, but apparently if the start of Season 2, that's not really the end of March, that's the 1st of April. So they kind of screwed up, because I've seen some people on in Arena already put up like heroes that would have buffs. Like right now. So I guess like maybe they're sleeping and they wanted to do it like right before the patch. So like when they wake up, they have this awesome defense team, but it's not going to happen. So I mean, the wording on this is not great. Some people may have set some GVG teams going into this, thinking that for the next 2 GVGs, I'm gonna get some like buffed up heroes, so they put it on their defense team or something. So it could really screw some people over. So if you have done that, it's not the biggest deal, I suppose, but those people, if they lose, let's say a defense battle in GVG or even PvP, they're probably gonna start like some Reddit thread and start blaming Smilegate for it. It's like, this is an outrage, man. You said it was March 30, like at the end of March, and most people just think that changes come with the patches, right? Changes don't come with the reset. That's just a general mindset, but I would definitely say that this is definitely a bad thing for Smilegate to do. Badly worded. They should have given more details for that, and people just assumed it. So I would say this one would be more the developer's fault, but I guess if there's too much outrage, they might be like, oh, okay, fine, we'll give you compensation. They're pretty good at that usually. The updates have been said, and from the previous video as well. It's just now we have the date, so I'm not going to go through every one of their buffs, but really we only get one nerf and mostly buffs. So I'm going to end this session for RBTL, mostly pertaining to Arena, and I'm going to cover the other updates in another video. So if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.